Hey, welcome to Humpday Ramblings number 13. Lucky 13. Here we go. So, planning for the next trip proceeds apace. Can't tell you exactly when I'm going to go because, well, that would be posting my location on social media and everyone tells me that's a bad idea. So, anyway, let's talk about a couple of things here. Pulled the camper out and I inspected all the seals. Of course, they don't tell you what seals to inspect. So normally I've just been inspecting rubber gaskets and such. But I took a close look at the seal along the top lid of my, what is it? Coachman TD, or 9.0 TD, which is a little teardrop pop-up trailer. You've seen it in other videos. And it looks like there might have been some gaps forming where the silicone seal was put in. So I resealed it. I scrubbed it out. I didn't pull out the old seal, but I did put a new layer of seal on top. We'll see if that helps any. Might explain some of the water leakage issues I was having previously. It's kind of hard to tell because water is one of those weird things that once it starts to get into the system, it may exit at any place it can find. So my old man taught me that. He was a roofer. And for Rob, don't pick on me, say how I pronounce roofer. Anyway, so I want to talk a little bit about practice camping. What do I mean by practice camping? That's what you do when you're dying to go camping and you can't quite go yet because, well, work or life or whatever else happens. So you do things like you use your camp cooking gear to make your dinner, or you. In this case, just today I made some dehydrated chicken and rice meal. We'll see how that works out. Just basically doing prep stuff or doing stuff that you would normally do camping, starting fires, cooking over a fire. Still a little bit wet in the backyard for that. As a matter of fact, it's a lot wet in the backyard, and we're going to get more rain in the next 24 hours, so that's not going to help any. Yeah, I mean, the camper's ready to go for the next trip. I got the new propane tank on there, screwed in, everything's tested, resealed all the stuff that needs to be sealed. Have a couple of things I want to add to it. I've printed up some 3D printed some clips for my auxiliary shelter, aka outhouse, aka just need to get stuff out of the trailer so I can store it for a couple of days. The idea is that I'll mount that on the underside of my bed platform so that it's out of the way when I'm not using it and available when I do need to pull it out. As opposed to right now, it's just sitting on top of everything, which is kind of takes up a lot of space and it's irritating to have to work around. So if I can get it to lift when I flip the bed up, that'll be great. Plenty of capacity on the bed because I put the gas lifts in last year. And I'm pretty sure I'm over capacity on those, which is to say I've got way more capacity than I need. Because if it's not down flat, it will pop up all by itself. I should check the battery on the lock. I haven't done that. This could be interesting. I'll have to make sure I have a USB, a mini USB cable, or micro USB cable, in case I have to charge it unexpectedly. As you can see, I've played a little bit with the lighting today. I've got a backlight in front of me and a front light in back of me. I've switched my smart lighting to red and blue, which gives us a little more of a mood. And of course, I'm front lit, so that looks good. This is more of me playing with various ideas for video. You'll notice part of the problem is I get a little glare off my glasses, so I should keep my head down. But if I do that, then I have to look up at the lens. Anyway, not a big deal. Fun crap. I hear that there's protests in Grand Rapids. I haven't heard what that's about. Somebody was apparently shot by a cop. I don't know all the details yet. And if 2020 has taught me anything, it's wait until all the details come out. But the other thing 2020 taught me is that the video tells the story. Almost exclusively. Unless it's deceptively edited, if you can see the raw footage, you can pretty much tell what happened. Who are you going to believe? You or your own lying eyes? as I stumble through the wording. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. I'm currently printing an Easter bunny for my sister. She'll never look at this channel, so she won't know that I'm doing it. I've had a heck of a lot of trouble with it. The design is originally for an Easter bunny holding a giant egg. And the designer was nice enough to put in a separate split of both the bunny and the egg. So I printed the egg in gold silk PLA, which looks really cool. Could do some post-processing on it, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to have time. And then the bunny itself. Well, I've tried to do the bunny in something softer like a TPU, and that sucker failed three times on me. So I figured I'd pick up something a little bit harder, something a little bit easier to print. And I've had 2 failed prints on that already. The supports just don't seem to be thick enough to hold, and they're falling over, and then the part that's supposed to be supported turns into spaghetti. So I turned down the overhang percentage from the 70%, which I should be able to print at, to 45%. Now I've got giant honking supports on it. Hopefully those will adhere and they won't fall over, and we'll actually get something. Actually, I should check on that right now. I can't say enough, honestly, about Octoprint. We're at 42%. It's going to be done at 4:33 in the morning. I'm not staying up that late. If I look at the way it's printing right now, it looks really solid. I mean, not even any stringing. It looks really good. I don't know if this will show up. Oh yeah, that's horrible. There's literally no way to adjust the angle so that the camera can pick that up. Oh wait, there it is. So yeah, so far that looks pretty good. So my hope is that when I wake up in the morning, it won't be a pile of spaghetti and completely trashed out. I get off that page before I click on something I shouldn't. Anyway, so here we are, 7 minutes in. I don't know, what else do you want to talk about? It's clearly after midnight. And that's because I've been farting around with the printer and stuff. But I think I finally got it, which kind of makes me wish I'd tried this sooner with the TPU, because then I have a more flexible, softer bunny to hold the egg, but it doesn't matter. Not overall. And it's going to be a gift anyway, so what does it matter? Although I'm probably going to have to stop giving my sister 3D printed gifts at some point and start giving them out to other people. Maybe unicorns. Anyway. Oh, rainbow unicorn. That's why I need some rainbow PLA. So anyway, that's about it. Other than that, I think I'm good to go. I'm getting ready for my first trip of the year, and got everything scheduled for the June trip. Won't tell you when. And when that happens, I'm honestly very excited about it. I've caught myself a couple of times looking at electric scooters online. But they're expensive. I mean, they're not cheap. The cheapest I saw is $400, and the reviews are iffy to say the least. But I do own a bike. Now, that's a lot more effort, granted, and I didn't ride it at all last year, or last summer. Now, the summer before that, in the middle of COVID, I took it out a couple times, but I was about 20 or 30 pounds heavier then, so it might be easier now. I don't know. I could easily pick up a bike rack and put it on my my roof rack and take it down to Key West with me, because from what I understand, getting around Key West is a challenge in an automobile. Now, Key West itself is only like 1.5 miles wide, though. I'm just thinking maybe I could just walk it. I don't know. I mean, I've walked more. I'll have to take a closer look at the maps, because I mean, between Mount Rushmore and the Crazy Horse Memorial, I did a lot of walking in one day, and I'm really only going to be spending. So I'll be getting down to Key West on I think a Wednesday, and I'll stay Wednesday night and all day Thursday and Thursday night, and I'll be out of there on Friday, which gives me one full day to explore, and so really about a day and a half, depending on what else happens. There's rumors that there might be a launch at the Cape on Wednesday, so I might leave late. Depends what time that launch is supposed to happen. But having said that, heading down to Key West and spending a day and a half down there, there's probably going to be way more down there that I want to see than I'll have time to see. But I'll do what I can do. I'll wander some shops. I'll walk around a little bit. I'll visit some of the attractions. I'll see if I can get within viewing distance of the farthest southern point in the U.S., which actually isn't, because the most southern point is actually on a military base that nobody has access to, but you get the idea. And it'll be kind of cool to have a picture next to that marker, but the problem is I'm not going to be able to take that myself unless I take a selfie, and those kind of suck. But anyway, keep my head down because otherwise I'm reflecting my lens. Should I get a lens? Should I get a ring light? My lighting definitely leaves something to be desired. There's no doubt about it. But I'm still trying to figure all this stuff out, and cameras and microphones and waterproof cases. So the microphone I have is an external mic with an adapter. Got all that stuff. The problem is I have to actually remove the the memory door on the DJI Osmo. And if I do that, that kind of compromises the whole waterproof thing. So I've been looking at waterproof cages because I'm never sure if I put the door back on, if it'll still be waterproof afterwards. It's always it's always a question. It's always an issue. I did have fun with it last August at Clear Lake in the water, so I would like to maintain the waterproof of the camera to let me take some film there. And it was a lot of fun out in the water. Kids had a lot of fun goofing around. Those are all personal movies. You'll never see any of them. As a matter of fact, I've deleted a couple. But that's beside the point. So yeah, this is just me talking. Should probably talk about Cyberpunk some. Kind of want to do a Cyberpunk campaign, but there's a lot of commitment to that. I mean, the way I run. I have to come up with a storyline, and I have to build all the NPCs, and I don't do. I mean, I'll do throw NPCs because there's always henchmen and stuff like that, but I like to have a whole story involved there, and the story's got to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, then it's no fun for me, and it's no fun for the players. They've been clamoring for me to run another Cyberpunk game since the early 2000s. It's been almost 20 years. I'm 54 years old. You'd think I'd have outgrown this stuff by now, but you were wrong, Dad. So really what I want to do is I want to build a bigger campaign, and then I want to do an introductory adventure just to get the characters together, get them familiar with the system. There have been some significant changes, primarily in the timeline for Cyberpunk Red. Not sure what else to say about that. The majority of the Cyberpunk Red book seems to be plotline. It's not really as much game mechanics, although the game mechanics do seem to be somewhat simplified, which by itself is great, but part of the fun of Cyberpunk was playing with all the hardware. So I really need to read through the character generation and hardware stuff more so that I know what I'm getting into. I can roll with a story. That's just a matter of reading it and retaining it. I can do that. But I'll be honest, my focus right now is getting back out on the road and enjoying myself. I've totally failed at getting any of last year's content up at this point. So I guess the first night camping, which will be pretty much just, parked on my butt, I will try to get something edited and up. Because I'm going to have a couple hours. I mean, what else am I going to do? I'm going to make a fire, I'm going to cook dinner, and we're going to go from there. Might not even make a fire the first night because I've already made the dehydrated dinners. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, I'm done talking. And it's not like I'm talking to somebody I know. I'm done talking. You guys have a great evening. If you have any questions, put them in the comment below. And they tell me that you're supposed to say like and subscribe, but I don't care. I'm just really doing this so that I can look back on it in a couple of years and go, man, I've really learned a lot more about video editing than I know right now. Or maybe I won't. Anyway, talk to you later. Bye-bye.